Hello and welcome everyone. This is an Instagram live that I'm doing with Lalita. She will be joining us very soon. And the topic of this live is career realities of 2026. Hi Lalita, how are you?
Hi, Tanya. I'm great. How are you?
I am good too. Guys,
Awesome.
we are here to discuss career realities of 2026. Both Lalita and I realize we are focusing on career coaching, are because we are identifying similar issues around us, and especially this particular segment. So we are here to cater to these questions that might arise or the problems that we are witnessing and feel free to share your questions. I know that Rohan has already asked a question. Rohan, we will address the questions eventually, but let's start by giving a quick introduction. Over to you, Lalita.
Awesome. Yes, I will not take a lot of time to do this, but quickly, my background is being a business coach and also a life coach and spiritual coach. So, right now, what I do is I help entrepreneurs find alignment in the work they do, as well as people who are stuck in their career paths to kind of find what their spiritual calling is and to start building something of their own. So that's predominantly the kind of work that I'm doing right now. And this includes addressing a lot of mindset patterns, a lot of energy mismatch, as well as because of my background in business coaching, I'm able to see, especially with entrepreneurs, where they need to tweak or where they need to change things and align themselves so that the highest outcomes can unfold. So that's pretty much the work that I do. And today, my intention is also to go more into the spiritual or energetic aspect and to also see if that's something that I can share
Mhm.
so that you guys can apply it on the work that you do and see how things change and shifts start happening in your business or career.
Wonderful. Thank you for that introduction, Lalita. I'll also give a quick introduction about myself. I
Yes.
am a career reset coach. My funda is career reset is equal to life reset because it does have a ripple effect. And who are these for? Maybe for mid-level professionals who need clarity and they are not making very aligned decision and therefore they've reached a point where while on papers they are successful or achieving their goals, they still feel misaligned, like they don't feel happy, they just feel lost and out of place. So that is the kind of coaching that I do, and we realize in our conversations that there are similarities. Just the approach and the solutions that the both of us provide are very different. So here we are discussing the career realities of 2026. You can continue putting your questions in the chat box and we will take it in between, right? So, Lalita, if I can ask you a question, right? What as per you seems to be the major challenge or a repeated theme or issue that keeps coming up when it comes to the career space currently?
See, again, I will connect it to the spiritual angle. I feel like us as human beings, like we all have like a deeper purpose or calling, right? And sometimes we just take up a job because that's a natural thing to do, right? We all did that. I did that. Like
Yeah,
you go to a degree, you get like a degree that you're supposed to get, which is the most prestigious, join the most prestigious college, start a business or like join like an MNC. That's the natural way forward. And a
yeah.
lot of us have done this unconsciously. However, after a few years of doing it, it kind of creates a disconnection from our own values.
Mm,
So, what starts showing up outside is that people are burnt out, unsatisfied, we're not aligning with the people we work with.
mm,
So, all kinds of misalignment starts coming through. And when we start trying to fix it at the surface level by switching a job or switching the kind of business we do, or firing people in our team, that's really not the solution. So, yeah, I feel like that's the main thing that we don't take time, or rather, we've not been conditioned as a society to think that, or, like to think about why we really came here. What's like my dharma or real purpose that I'm here to do? Even if it's a job, it's not necessary, it has to be a business,
yeah,
right? So it can be a job, but it needs to be something that brings out your divine gifts.
yeah.
So I feel like that's a major part where, we are all operating on a surface level. and after a period of time our body cannot take it and our
Yeah.
emotions cannot align with it.
Hmm.
So I see that that's like the biggest pattern that I watch.
You're
So
absolutely
yeah,
right. People have been just, it's like they were told this is the set pattern that you have to find a job, and to get the job, do whatever you have to do, and that's it. That is the old notion that people have been following. With the time and moving forward, people are realizing, okay, while doing all of that, there still
mm,
seems to be something huge that is missing. That something is something that they are not able to even pinpoint. There is a
yeah,
huge gap, there is a huge disconnect. So you are absolutely right that either people can start questioning what is the purpose, what is the dharma, or even if
mm,
you are unable to go to that extent, and if you're just, let's say, your goal is, let's say, money or something more tangible, even in that
mm,
case, even if people keep running behind it, they will still feel lost if they are not connected or aligned to themselves, right?
yeah,
So many conversations, so many people that I've come across, they say that, yeah, okay, I'm able to handle my finance. Okay, my life is going pretty decently well. Just that I'm so tired and drained at the end of the day that I can't spend
yeah,
time to do something that I like to do, or something, or spending time with my family, or, just
mm,
investing time into something that they really love doing, right? That
yeah,
exhaustion of work is spilling over into their lives. And what's happening is they are trying to dismiss everything else in their life and cater to this one aspect, career, right? As I'm saying, this career is one aspect of many other aspects of your life. There is a
right,
spiritual aspect, there is a family, there is your health and emotional health, right? Your friends and the society or the social life. So, career is but one of these many elements. And
mm,
what I feel is the current challenge is that people are forgetting that this is one part of life and not the entire life,
right,
right?
yeah,
And they're just spending too much of their time into this, and then reaching a
mm,
point and realizing, uh-oh, is this the life that I wanted to build? And then trying to
yeah,
answer that big question.
yeah. I mean, rightly said. Also, when you think about it, like us as Indians, I've thought about this a lot.
Mm,
And I think it's a huge pattern because when I see my friends in European countries or so, they are used to leisure, they are used to having fun, they're used to like, I mean, they know how to like have fun as well as work. They know how to have boundaries in work.
yeah.
But I think the major place where this pattern is coming from is where like we've been so conditioned to believe that we need to work hard, we need to survive, and so we need to
Mm,
do everything in our power to kind of like sort out
mm,
our life. And
mm,
so everybody focuses a lot on career,
mm.
and also career is a place where you get open recognition or validation, like
Yeah,
you can tangibly say that I'm doing well in career,
yeah.
right? So yeah, and so when you can, like you get a promotion, you get a hike or something, that's something you can show off to other people saying that this is something that's happening. Like
Mm,
I'm doing well in life. That's something you can measure. Unfortunately, like in relationships, there's like a lot of, like, let's say if we take the area of relationships or spirituality, there's a
mm,
lot of things you do which are hard, which other people don't see. But
mm.
other people don't reward as well unless they are also doing that and they're also on that path.
That's
So it
true.
makes
Mm,
sense that this pattern is there.
mm,
But now the real question is that, okay, with people, like having this kind of mindset and all, and a lot of people being in the workplace with this energy that we need to work hard, we need to prove ourselves, but at the
mm,
same time also feeling burnt out in doing
mm.
all of this
Yeah.
and disconnected in doing all of this.
Mm,
So what do you feel like is the reality of, like people's, let's talk about from the employee front first, what's the career reality, right?
mm,
So what is their reality looking like when they go to the workplace for the
mm.
employee? What do you think is happening there?
I feel to a great extent employees have normalized feeling what they are feeling. And
Mm,
By that, I mean normalize feeling pressurized, normalize feeling burnt out, normalize feeling, oh, obviously
Mm,
I have to give 12 to 14 hours a day. Oh,
yeah.
obviously I will not be happy. At the end,
Mm,
I'm going to a job just to get money out of this. So obviously, these are not the things. And I've also noticed when you try to question very subtly that, okay, do you think probably there could be more to life or something around that? There is an immediate resistance. It's like they are no longer willing to see that there is a
mm,
possibility that they could be doing their work, they could be in their careers. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business they are building. It could be a
right.
job that they are in, but even that job could be fulfilling, irrespective of how the culture is. Because at the end, the culture is not in our control. The only element that is in our control is ourselves. So, a great deal of self reflection, a great deal of self awareness as well is required in this
Mm,
time and age. So, if you ask me what is that one major challenge that I feel like, or is the career reality of 2026, is that all sorts of pain in career have been normalized.
mm,
And unless and until people don't start questioning or becoming aware or just, waking up slowly, hi,
mhm.
Mathil. If they don't start waking up slowly, it will lead to problems moving forward. And the burnout is only increasing day by day.
Yeah, rightly said. I mean, I resonate with that part as well, where you said that people are not looking, or people are rarely thinking about how do I come out of this or what's the solution for this. About a big part of people are still thinking about, okay, this is normal. This is
Mm,
how careers should look like. This is how careers should feel like, right?
mm,
So that's definitely one part of the pattern I see as well.
mm,
And I also see another pattern, like, and this is a pattern I see with people who have work experience of at least
mm,
7 to 10 years and who
mm,
are usually at a space where they're leading others, right? So this is not just like not the entry level, because at the entry level, I definitely resonate with what you're saying a lot more, where it's about like it's your first job or your second job, and you just want to learn the craft, you want to be good at it, you want to have fun on the weekends, hang out with your friends, and like that's what your life is majorly about in the starting stage.
mm,
But once you have that experience of become like a master, over there, I do see that there's a big gap in leadership uh, skills.
mm,
So, and something that I noticed that was normalized a lot, I remember in a couple of my previous workplaces, I pointed this out as a lack, saying that, I feel like leaders need to have more alignment, leaders need to have more mentoring themselves so that they can guide people, especially under pressure. And the
mm,
response I got was, hey, Lalita, like leadership struggles and lack of leadership skills is an ongoing problem all over the world. So
mm.
that was normalized.
Yeah.
And I actually think that, if the leadership is not good, and that's when people start feeling disconnected and they leave. Because they say this, right? You don't leave your organization, you leave your boss.
Mm, yeah.
So that I see is happening a lot more. And so if we don't fix the other part, which is like understanding that leaders need like real mentorship,
Mm,
leaders need even spiritual alignment, because your real leadership actually comes from
mm.
inside of you, and you need to discover that. Like the same philosophy you learn from management textbooks doesn't apply to everyone.
Absolutely. And I think this is the right time to take Rohan's question. Rohan had asked in the beginning of this conversation how to deal
Hmm.
with toxic people who are
Hmm.
close to the founders, but no attitude, skills, and knowledge.
Hmm. Wow. That's like a very powerful question. And even I have experienced that. I think, Tanya, even you have experienced that. But the thing that I have, see, I think it's more about a power play, and it's also like a classic human behavior. Like that's how I have made sense of this. Like people who build something, they like to have a support system. I'm talking about founders, right? And
mm,
so when they want a support system, usually in many cases, if the founders have not fully done their inner work or they've not fully understood their insecurities and worked with it,
mm,
what they do is that they end up having people for the sake of having.
mm,
And usually these people around them hype them up a lot, like, and they encourage them a lot, which is very
mm.
supportive for the founder because
Yeah.
the founder needs someone to like hype them up, right?
Mm,
I'm just sharing the like the raw reality of
mm,
people and how they behave.
mm,
However, the other person, because they have the validation of the founder, they feel like they probably don't need or don't have anything to prove to the others,
mm,
whether that is skills or the way they treat other employees,
mm,
right? And so they get away with that.
mm,
But the real thing that needs to change over here is the founder's mindset and the shadow.
mm,
But however, if you are an employee over there and you going and giving a feedback to the founder may or may not work out. This is where like having a couple of things in mind will help. One is to check with your mental health and your emotional health about like, hey, does it actually make sense for me if I continue to work here? Can I
mm,
actually deal with this? Is
mm,
this something that is too much for me that I can't take, that it
mm,
affects my sleep or it affects my morale at work? Is
mm,
it that intense? So you need to assess the intensity level of how you are getting affected by this,
mm,
right? And if it's really affecting your mental health, then the natural thing to do is, despite the consequences, go and have a conversation with the HR and the founder saying that this is what I'm noticing and I'm not okay with it.
yeah.
Um, and yes, in many cases, especially in small businesses, I've noticed that the person who raises their voice are told to leave if they're not okay with it, right? But Tanya, you're smiling. I can see that.
Oh, well.
On the other hand, if the founder is more open, they might take the feedback and say that, okay, I'm going to look into this, I'm going to work on this, and they might sit with the HR and come up with a structure and way of assessing employees in a more, like, let's say, in a way with more integrity, where you can quantify how they are performing, you have 360-degree feedback, you have different mechanisms to see how each person is being in the
Mm,
workplace. So yeah, that's a natural way that the founder will deal with. But
mm,
at the end of the day, if you yourself are looking at yourself as an employee, um, you can take the brave path, which is going and speaking it out and
mm,
expressing what's not working for you, because especially if it's affecting your mental health
mm,
and your, like your morale at work. The other thing you can do is to say, this is not such a big problem for me because it doesn't affect me so much and I have a goal of working here, or
mm,
let me look for another option or something else. And until I reach my goal in this organization,
mm,
I'm going to stay here and I'm going to complete my thing. And then
mm,
I'm going to like shift to another place. So these are options that you can look at. And obviously, I have seen some extremely skilled communicators who know how to deal with this and who know how to put people in place. But again, the question you need to ask yourself is it worth your energy to stay in an environment like that and to
mm,
give that? So, yeah. And the solution for this, I would also say, and of course, Tanya, I would love to hear from you as well, is when you become a person of solid skills
mm,
and you're a person who has your self leadership skills in place,
mm,
you will not be so scared of starting over.
mm,
Because a lot of people, like we stay in jobs because we have to stay in those jobs.
mm,
Like, or we think that our money comes from there, our survival is there, we don't know when we'll get another job, right? But if you really trust in your skills and you're able to have something and you know that wherever you go you can get a job, you can build something,
mm,
um, that is another way of looking at it, that when you have that self trust you can take risks,
mm,
and when you're really a skilled person in what you do, and you also become indispensable to some extent.
mm,
So yeah,
mm.
I see that it's all like a game of power that you need to navigate.
Mm. To add to that, Lalita, I would say that yes, sometimes it is very difficult for people to walk up to the owner or walk up to the relevant people and talk to them in a way that they will be heard and their inputs will be taken as constructive and not just complaining. However, having said that, I also want to add in such situations where we feel that, okay, the people around us are toxic and they are immediately or directly connected to the bosses or the founders, right? In that case, what is happening is immediately in our minds, we are giving away our power outside. It is very important for us to know that things will continue to happen the way they are happening, be it at work, life, wherever you are. So the first step becomes to move that locus of control from outside to inside. Because if you keep thinking about, okay, what do I do about that person who's toxic? What do I do about this environment that is toxic? You're constantly thinking they are the problem. Maybe they are, and that is why you're getting affected. But unfortunately, you will not be able to do, unless you know black magic, but you won't be able to do much about it if you keep the focus outside. Shift that focus. In that moment, you need to start thinking about what is it that I can do in this moment. I can see that my life is getting affected. Even if you want, your goal is to be here, make some money so that you can start your business. But even for that time, you need to know what is it that I can do that I can survive peacefully or decently well so that my mental health does not continue to get affected the way it is getting affected, right? So focusing on what can I do? Now, what can you do is reflecting on your values. What are your core values? You might have identified three to five. These core values are available, the worksheets are available online, YouTube, wherever you want. Identify what are your core values and then look at the core values. See what is not aligned in this situation. What in this situation is making me feel that the person is toxic? What in this situation is making me feel ki, oh, I am not something is not right. I'm not feeling okay. Something is directly affecting me. So, when you get a direct anchor, you directly get to see which of your value is missing. For example, let's take the example of freedom of choice, right? You've been suddenly put into a different group and you're not able to talk to the bosses and the founder and everyone, and they've just become too toxic for you. So, it is your
Mm.
freedom of choice. Hey, I don't mind doing the job, but could you come and talk to me about it first? Right?
Right.
So, knowing your values will help you understand what is making you feel so unsettled right now. And once
Mm.
you have identified what is making me feel unsettled, then you're trying to address that value. Okay, how in this moment can I feel that I still have my freedom of choice? The
Mhm.
freedom of choice is I can still go and talk to them. I can go and tell them, ki, hey, I don't like the fact that I've been moved. If your freedom of choice is, let's say, around authenticity. So in that moment, you can again question, okay, what am I not liking? Okay, this particular role that they've shifted me to does not connect with me. And if I continue to be like this, then I'm not being authentic, not to my job, not to myself, and therefore not to the company and whoever the company is trying to serve to. Correct?
Right.
So it is, it shifts the locus of control and it makes you feel more powerful because then you can do
Mm.
something about the situation. It's no longer up
Mm.
them, that, and everyone else, and the world against me. But it is
Yeah.
what I can do. I do have the,
Mm.
I can go and talk, but this is why I want to go and talk. So,
Mm.
and even your conversation at that time when you try to communicate will change. You can say, hey, I understand that you moved me to a different department because that was probably the need of the hour for the company. But here
Right.
I feel that either my freedom is taken away, freedom of choice, and I will not feel authentic working over here. Can we work towards a solution,
Yeah.
right? And then that will also be taken in a better way, is
Mm-mm.
what I feel can be done in that situation.
Yeah, I think that's a very powerful thing you brought out. And
Mm.
it's an important thing to remember as well, because it's so easy to say, and I've seen this culturally happen a lot as well, right? That it's so easy to say that just point fingers outside and say that I'm stuck in this because the environment is so bad, people are so bad.
mm,
But then when you turn the attention inwards, you
mm,
actually realize the power that you have, the power of choice being the biggest of them all,
mm,
right? If you want, you can actually leave. If you want, you can actually speak up. All these are choices. Like there will be different consequences as such, but the main thing is to see that what is it that you want? Why
mm,
is it that it's not aligning with you? So I
mm.
really like that. It's like such a powerful way of reframing the entire thing and bringing it back to yourself. And then
Yeah,
from that space, you are in autonomy and you can choose what you want,
yeah.
right?
You choose what you want.
So yeah, and yeah, I see that a few people are here. So what we will do is maybe we will take another question or two. If any of you have any questions, do
Mm,
post it out in the comments over here, and we're more than happy to address it. We've been speaking about the career realities of 2026, and we've been speaking so far about what are the career realities as an employee.
mm.
And I think we've spoken a little bit about employee, little bit about leadership, and maybe a little bit about entrepreneurs and like the way of thinking. So, yeah, should we speak about the career realities of somebody who is starting their business in
Yeah,
2026?
absolutely.
So, what are your thoughts, Tanya, when you think about someone who wants to start something in 2026? What's it really looking like?
Uh, so a couple of people did reach out to me saying that, okay, I've been doing this particular thing for a very long time, but I am still currently
Mm,
like I have a job or I have a career already, but I am scared to take that leap. I'm scared to move forward. So
mm,
this brings me to something that you've already mentioned, Lalita, the fact
mm,
about trust. You know,
mm,
I want to say, or it has been the case that the salaries that we get have become the drugs for people
mm.
and entrepreneurial mindset because that
Yeah.
is what is making them stay in the jobs that is not fulfilling. That is what is
Mm,
making them stay in it while every other aspect of their life is becoming, non-existent to an extent, right? And
yeah.
here, I'm not trying to say that money is not important. It is absolutely important. You definitely need money to continue living your life, but
Mm,
not at the cost of your own life and other
yeah.
areas of your life, right? So,
Exactly.
um, people want to start building their own careers and build their own businesses. What is stopping them is self-trust. What is stopping them is the fact that, okay, where will the next paycheck come from? Where am I going to pay my rents from? Right? And uh, uh, they keep questioning that. And at the same time, there are so many others doing the same thing. How will I be different?
Mm, yeah.
Right? And it's their mind just starts spiraling. Like you think
Mm,
of aspect why you shouldn't do something, and mind is going to give you 100 more reasons why you shouldn't. This reminds me of a story, and my dad had shared this with me at some point. He was like,
mm,
a branch. There was a tree. There was a bird sitting on a branch of a tree. Okay, and there was the what are they called? There was somebody who was chopping that branch with the axe.
okay.
Correct.
Right.
The bird could see that the branch is getting chopped off, but it still decided to be there until the
Mm,
swing and the branch fell off. And that is when the bird flew away. So the
right.
question was, why didn't the bird fly away earlier? The answer was,
Mm,
it was not the branch it was standing on that the bird believed in, but in its own wings.
mm.
Right? It knew it could fly. It knew that when the
Yeah.
problem arises, it can open its wings and just fly away.
Right.
Right? So definitely self-trust. And
Mm,
of course, you need strategies. Everything else falls in place, but just have that self-trust and take that first step. Everything
mm.
else falls into place. Oh, that reminds me of one more reason why people are not starting their journeys.
Yeah.
They want 80 to 100% clarity on their
Mm,
plan. on the strategy before
Yeah,
taking the first step, without realizing that only when you start taking actions, only when you start taking the first couple of steps, will everything else get clearer. That is when
mm,
your path will open up. You cannot unlock the path before taking the first step or before walking on it.
rightly said. And that is so true, like we want everything. And I feel like this is because, when you're in a corporate job, it's very clearly evident that your first designation is like you start at the entry level, then you become a senior, then you move to the next level, then you're a manager, and then you become a VP. So it's a very crafted, logical, step-by-step sequence. But when you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't work like that because you already are the founder, right?
Yeah.
And you have to like whether it's in terms of strategy, whether it's in terms of your offerings, and I think this is particularly for service-based businesses and service-based businesses more, let's say, art-based, creative, or healing-based, coaching-based businesses. It's a lot more abstract because when you do and work with people and you meet the right people and the right clients, that's when, like that's also like raw material for you to like transform yourself and transform them and learn from that energy and build something. So, very true that you will not know everything when you start. Another thing, a couple of things that came to my mind also is that I think, I know this belief exists that people believe that, like it's saturated, entrepreneurship is saturated, or there's like so many small businesses doing the same thing, and
Mm,
there's too much competition in the market. But from what I know, it's still an absolutely amazing time to start your own business. And the thing that will ensure that you succeed in your business at the time that you're supposed to succeed is mainly your soul's alignment.
mm,
We're all like so used to taking decisions from a space of uh, seeing what's happening in the market and like very logically and having data and what's forecasted. um, and I'm not denying all of that, right? Especially if you're building a product based business, you do need that. You need data and facts and logic to kind of realize and decide what you're going to launch.
mm,
But at the same time, if you can connect deeper with yourself and activate your intuition, from
mm,
that space of your intuition, it's easier for you to make big business decisions because business decisions have like big consequences.
mm.
Um, so like, like even if you have to invest a high amount of capital, hire a lot of people, setting up a structure, it's a lot of work,
Yeah.
right? So, and it leaves years of impact on you when you start your own business.
Mm,
But when you have this internal alignment and intuitive alignment and you take time to like work on your energy and
mm.
you show up with that energy and you cultivate that energy to show up for the business, then anything is possible, right? And we live in a world where, we're like so blessed and cursed by social media, but the blessing is that overnight people can become viral and it can happen to your business. And social media is just one way, right? Like, and a lot of times earlier it used to be like a big struggle for people to start their own business because they need to hire a team. It's a lot of operational effort. But now when AI is there,
Mm,
right? So there's like in terms of starting a business as a solopreneur or starting something simple, the
mm.
opportunities are plenty, and there are so many people online which makes selling like when you open Instagram, more than it being like a social media platform, it's a selling platform. It's like a marketplace. Everybody is selling something or the other.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. And all social media platforms are becoming that. Even TikTok, like all the platforms are becoming that. So it's just like it's two sides of the coin, right? Like you see it either as too much of competition or you see it as a lot of opportunity or too much of opportunity. It's again a shift in your perspective. And the more you start looking at things that way, and yes, this is a little metaphysics, but when you start looking at opportunities, you're going to attract more of it, and
Mm,
you can learn things along the way.
mm.
So my take is that if you want to start a business this year, this is like the perfect time. You're still early. If I can, I'm not a person who likes to compare. I believe that it's energy, but I still believe that it's also early to
Yeah.
get in the game, to build something. So
Yeah.
the earlier you get into it, the more you can learn.
Hmm.
And the more you learn and the more longer you do something, you inevitably become good at it. So, yeah,
That is absolutely true. Yes, this is the right time to start your businesses if you're willing to start it. If the thought has even, if even if it is this small, that thought, it's a seed, start watering that. Eventually, things do fall in place. And yes, there is a universe behind you. And people also say that if you are able to think of it, that means there is a possible reality that exists for you. But it depends whether you want to walk that path or not. And
yeah,
any path you choose, even if you decide to stay in that job, even if you decide to build a career, there will be ups and downs that you will face. There will be challenges that you will face because the soul needs to develop, and it will develop whatever you choose. It's up to you what
yeah,
kind of difficulties you want a difficulty of starting your own business, running the show and being lit up and facing the challenges and knowing that you are the one who has to deal with it, or you want to stay in the job which is comfortable and safe because you get the money, you get the salary every month. But it is still, if it feels that it is crippling your soul to certain extent, right? So, and it's not the case for everyone. I want to bring this up right now, Lalita. There's
yeah,
a client that we were in a conversation. I could see he has amazing business skills, and he's currently a business consultant in EY, I think. It's like,
mm,
why this individual starting his own business, he would flourish, he would do so well, but there is no desire to be an entrepreneur for that individual.
yeah,
Very happy, very satisfied, very content with where he is. And he is happy to face the consequences or the challenges that he's facing in his job. So, if you do have that kind of clarity, if you know that, bro, I do not want to start my own business, I don't want to explore entrepreneurship, good for you, but have
yeah,
that clarity. Like, it's
yeah,
better to be like this than to feel inside that I think I can be a good entrepreneur. Oh, even I can do.
mm,
Seems pretty simple. Oh, why is that person not? Instead of commenting and thinking, take that step. Go and do it. Because, like you said, this is the right time to start the business.
yeah. I mean, that's like a really fair point as well, that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and even like working a 9 to 5 is not for everyone. And even the same person can do different things. Like, let's say at one phase when you're a learner, you're more in a building phase where you help other people build something similar to what you would build on your own, right? And there's a lot of learning and experience that comes with that.
Mm,
At the same time, when you are building something, like you, the roles reverse, and you develop other people who are in that space.
mm,
But also on the other hand, like some people's personalities are more to be builders. Some
mm,
people's personality are more to be creators. Some people's personalities are more to be doers. So, and that's how it is, and that's how the world balances itself.
mm,
So, irrespective of what you do, I think, like if I kind of have to summarize everything that we have been speaking about today, it's
mm,
about knowing who you are, knowing what you need,
mm,
being able to communicate what you need in the right way, choosing and knowing that it's all internal, it's an internal experience, and you can choose with your free will how you want to like direct it outside and have conversations and make choices in alignment with what feels right for you and what you know is right for you. And when you continue doing that, you will find your path, you will figure out your path. So yeah,
mm.
I guess that is in essence, if I have to give like a very small summary of various things we spoke about, those are the things.
Yeah.
And yeah, anything you want to add, Tanya?
I want to say that currently it's not the AI that is giving you the competitive advantage, but it is clarity.
Mm, mm,
Having clarity is going to help you move faster
yeah.
and achieve the greater heights. Of course,
Mm,
AI is a tool that will help and support us, and it is making
yeah.
people question what is the future like. You don't have to do that. You just need to have clarity and conviction in your clarity, where you're going, what you want to do, how you want to live your life. without, like
Yeah.
this, without comparing. There is no comparison. You love working in a job, good for you. You love having your own business, good for you. You love doing both, good for you. But have that clarity of what makes you feel
Absolutely.
fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want to say. A couple of people have joined us. So if you all have any questions around the career realities, please, or any concern that you're facing around career or starting your own business, please put your questions here. I am Tanya Mehra and this is Lalita Mahadevan who's here with us. And we both are career coaches with a background in business and life coaching. So yeah, please ask your questions. Yeah. Yes, Lalita, I felt that you were saying something.
No, I mean, I really resonate to that part. It's about like, it's a clarity.
Mm,
Find out who you are and live that.
mm,
And eventually you will find, and you will not know the entire staircase. Like you have to start climbing the staircase and then it will be shown to you. But the important thing is to keep walking
mm.
and you will figure out which is the path you need to take. So, yeah.
Yeah,
And I do also see some people joining in. What I would suggest is this. I think this has been an interesting conversation where we covered different things.
yeah,
However, if anybody is watching this live later on, still, we will be posting it on our Instagram channel.
yeah.
So if any of you have any follow-up questions, you want to like have a conversation. So if you want to have a conversation and you resonated with anything that we both spoke, you can send us a DM or connect with us. We both work with people who are looking to find clarity and alignment in their career. So you can reach out to either of us or both of us. You're welcome to do that.
Mm,
And at the same time, if you have any questions that you would like us to answer, you can go to the chat, the comment box of this particular video that gets posted on Instagram. And you can post your questions. We both will reply to that. We will read the comments even after we posted the live, and we will comment on that and happy to share any clarity that we can offer.
yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm just seeing the comments over here. Yes. Yeah, I think Rohan is also like put out something saying that being consistent with clarity, putting it to work and seeing if it works. Awesome.
Yeah.
Glad. And thanks to everybody who has stayed till the end. I see a couple of you have stayed till the end. So thank you for staying. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for your questions. And hopefully we'll see you guys in another live soon enough. Yeah, Tanya, if you have anything to add on, please do. And
That's
then we can.
Lalita, in fact, thank you so much. We were in conversation and you suggested let us do a live. I'm feeling so good. I'm doing an Instagram live after about 2 years. Thank you so
Hmm.
much for this. I am really happy. And yeah, we had some interesting points to share. And Rakesh is sharing a point that something I have learned is seeking for clarity work. Yes. Thank you
Hmm.
much for sharing that, Rakesh. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Lalita. And thank you for all the audience, all of you who have joined us, who connected with us and stayed till the end. And yeah, super happy. I think there's some energy is moving, something is shifting, good things are coming,
Yeah.
all of us. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Rakesh, thank you so much for that. Absolutely, thank you. And Tanya, thank you as well. This has been fun as always. I'm glad that our conversations have come on Instagram and look forward to do more with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but everyone else, thank you. Wish you a very good night. Sleep well, and then reach back to us if you guys have any questions. Okay, we will see you another time. Take care.
Yes. Take care. Bye. And end it.